So what about people considering selling their businesses then? What type of seller do you come across at the moment?
Yeah, so it's changed actually. So it was probably 5 years ago, it was typically just a retiring principal wanting the right home to look after their life's work. But now, I touched on it briefly, with all the regulatory pressures, there's becoming more and more, I listen to past podcasts, you like to put them as accidental business owners. And what they're finding is they're spending more time doing the compliance reports, actually doing the operations, running the company, when their advisors at heart. You know, they want to get back to doing what they're good at, what they enjoy, and that's been in front of the client. So now there's more and more people wanting to merge their business into Hoxton. We'll take all those corporate operations away from them. We've got a finance team, compliance team, and they can purely do what they enjoy, and it's look after their clients.
Accidental business owners? Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it, that whole one? The idea that you want to run a business, and then when you actually end up doing it, you're just like, oh my God, this is not for me.
Not what they thought it was.
Yeah, because they enjoy the going out, they enjoy the hunt, enjoy going out and winning clients, they enjoy just focusing purely on the clients. When you're wearing those multiple hats, it becomes so stressful.
Absolutely.
No, I love it. Okay, so like, let's say, for example, someone's listening to this podcast now, they're checking us out, they're interested to talk to us about selling their business to us. Okay, what should they do to prepare themselves for that call, and why?
One of the biggest mistakes I see a lot of selling parties do is only when they're at the point where they can emotionally accept that it might be time to give up their business, they start thinking about it. The best thing a principal owner can do is prepare their business for a sale, even if they're not contemplating selling their business. So what really increases the valuation of a company is how slick their operation is. What no acquirer wants to do is purchase a business and their assets are on 30 different providers. They've got paper-based files in a huge storage unit and multiple cabinets. You know, they need to take their time to get their business in order to be able to present it in the best light, make it as attractive as possible, and that maximises their valuations.
So we don't want a fire sale, do you, at the end of the day? You don't want to be doing it at the last minute and then...
Not at all.
How would you... So when you say sort of get everything in order, can you sort of break that down a little bit and sort of where should they focus?
Yeah, of course. And, you know, again, Consumer Duty has really honed in the importance of this. You now not only need to do a great job for your clients, you need to be able to document that you're producing enough value to warrant what you're charging these clients. So it's having the correct processes and procedures in place, the correct servicing agreements. I would also say there's a lot of historical businesses that charge 0.5%. It's becoming incredibly more difficult to run a profitable company at 0.5%. There's not as much uplift potential for an acquirer, but it's significantly easier to integrate if they increase their ongoing advisor charge. I think the average is 0.75 to 1% on the industry now. So you may receive a smaller multiple if you do that. However, the pound, shillings and pence is going to be more because it's a smaller multiple of a higher profit margin, ultimately.
Let's say, for example, I'm looking to sell my business and I'm talking to you. What should I possibly avoid? You know, what should I avoid? What mistakes might I make at that?
In the conversation?
Yeah, in that conversation.
I would always say honesty is the best policy. You do extensive due diligence when you purchase a firm. So if there's any skeletons in the closets at all, it will come out in the woodwork and you'll have wasted significant amount of time, significant amount of energy, cost and resources going through that process. So be open and honest, be upfront. I would avoid speaking on the valuations in an initial call. What that initial call should be is basically, do we like each other? Can we see each other working? Is there a cultural alignment there? And then go over high level, you know, items of the business list and see if there's an overall match. And then from there, that's where I would typically do a offer data request, and that's where I get a good understanding of the company and any more specific and technical questions can be addressed at that stage.